Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this new video of Daily Current Affairs. So today we'll discuss important updates for the day 16th of August 2020 and before we begin I have gathered 5 words that will surely boost your vocabulary and they will be important for major competitive exams. So I am Ayush, your host. Let us get started with the session of the day. The first word for the day is recluse. So it means a person who lives a solitary life and tends to avoid other people. Hindi meaning for this word is bairagi. Synonyms are hermit and monk. Antonyms are extrovert and showboat. The sentence that can be formed from this word is she has turned into a virtual recluse. The second word is brazen. So it means bold and without shame. So this is adjective meaning of this word. Hindi meaning is besharm and synonyms are unashamed and immodest. The antonyms are timid and shy. The sentence that can be formed from this word is he went about his illegal business with a brazen assurance. The third word is altercation. So it means a noisy argument or disagreement, especially in public. Hindi meaning for this word is takrar. Synonyms are quarrel and squabble. The antonyms are harmony and accord. The sentence that can be formed from this word is I had an altercation with the ticket collector. The fourth word is arduous. So it means involving or requiring strenuous effort or difficult and tiring. So Hindi meaning for this word is kathin. Synonyms are heavy and laborious. Antonyms are easy and effortless. So sentence that can be formed from this word is simple and arduous journey. The fifth and the last word is rudimentary. So it means involving or limited to basic principles. So Hindi meaning for this word is maulik. The synonyms are introductory and fundamental. The antonyms are additional and derivative. The sentence that can be formed from this word is he received a rudimentary education. Alright, that's all for the words of the day. Let us get started with the session questions of the day. The first question is recently price monitoring and resource unit PMRU has been set up in which Indian state under the aegis of National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority NPPA. So the answer is option C, Karnataka. So PMRU, which stands for Price Monitoring and Resource Unit, uh, will function at the state level under the direct supervision of the state drug controller for increasing outreach of NPPA, which stands for National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority. So NPPA under its central sector scheme named Consumer Awareness Publicity and Price Monitoring, which is called CAPPM, and it has already set up PMRUs in 12 states and union territories. So NPPA has plans to set up PMRUs in all the 36 state union territories. The expenses of PMRUs, both recurring and non-recurring, are borne by NPPA under the scheme, and the primary function of this PMRU, which is set up in Karnataka state, is that it is to assist NPPA in monitoring of prices of drugs, ensuring availability of drugs, and raising consumer awareness. Alright, moving on to the second question. Recently, HDFC Bank launched Shaurya KGC Kisan Gold Credit Card, a loan product for the armed forces. So this is part of which initiative of that bank, which is this HDFC Bank. So the answer is option C, Har Gaon Hamara. So it is first of its kind product for over 45 lakh Indian Armed Forces personals. So it is based on the Kisan credit card guidelines by the government, and the credit card comes with a life cover of rupees 10 lakh as against rupees 2 lakh for an average card. So let me repeat the important info that the credit card comes with a life cover of rupees 10 lakh as against rupees 2 lakh for an average card. It will provide finance for agricultural requirements like you can say production of crop, post harvest maintenance, and consumption needs. So it can also be used to purchase like machinery, irrigation equipment, or construct storage structure. All right. Moving on to the third question. Consider the following statements regarding the resignation of an IAS officer. The first statement is the resignation from service of any officer of any of the three All India services IAS, IPS, and IFS. IFS stands for this Indian Forest Service. Okay, it is not Indian Foreign Service. That's why it is All India Service, and is governed by the rules 5.1 and 5.1A of the All India Services Death Cum Retirement Benefit Rules 1958. Second statement is the competent authorities for accepting the resignation of the officers are Minister of State at the Department of Personnel and Training in respect of IAS and IPS, and Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change in respect of the IFS, which is Indian Forest Service. The third one is the All India Service Rules 1958 was amended in 2013 to allow a resignation to be withdrawn within 90 days of its acceptance. So Rule 51A states that the central government may permit an officer to withdraw his or her resignation in the public interest. So the question is which of the statement listed above is incorrect. So you can pause the video here and you can reread the statements listed here. Alright, so the correct answer for this question is option B, 2 only. The second statement is false, rest all are true. So the competent authorities for accepting the resignation of the officers are Minister of State at the Department of Personnel and Training in respect of only IAS, and for IAS it is Minister of Home Affairs. So why was this question took by me? Because this was a news recently, a year and a half after Shah Faisal retired. He actually was an IAS. He didn't retire actually. He resigned from the services of this All India Service IAS, and also he stepped down as president of the JKPM party which he launched, and also quit politics altogether. So his resignation was actually never accepted by the government, means that the door is open for him to rejoin IAS. Okay, all right. Moving on to the fourth question. Recently, which ministry has launched Srijan portal? So the answer is option D, Ministry of Defense. So Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has launched this portal, and it is portal of Department of Defense Production. I'm repeating, it is portal of Department of Defense Production. It will give information on items that can be taken up for indigenization by the private sector. So on this portal, you can say DPSU, which stands for, let me write here, DPSU. So it stands for Defense Public Sector Undertaking, and second one is OFB, which stands for Ordnance Factory Board, and also SHQ, which stands for Station Headquarter, can display the items which they have been importing or are going to import, which the Indian industry can design, develop, and manufacture as per their capability or through joint ventures with OEM. So OEM is nothing but original equipment manufacturer. So this is a great step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Alright, moving on to the fifth question. Recently, Income Tax Department has planned to expand the scope of reportable financial transactions under which of the following? So the answer is option D, Statement of Financial Transaction. So SFT, which is called Statement of Financial Transaction, is a report of specified financial transactions by specified persons, including prescribed reporting financial institutions, and such specified persons who register or maintain or record such specified financial transactions are mandated to submit SFT to the IT department, and the annual information return, which is called AIR, was introduced in year 2003. So such persons which I described above just recently were required to submit this that with respect to specified financial transactions under the section called 285 BA, which is what is the section called? 285 and BA. Later, the Finance Act 2014 replaced Section 285BA and renamed it as Obligation to Furnish Statement of Financial Transaction or Reportable Account. So, why was this step taken by the government? So, to widen the tax base, the government is trying out such measures. There are various transactions that will come under this broad scope, like I discussed in the question. And so, if you want a dedicated video for it, I will make one video for that, and let me know about this in the comment section. Alright, moving on to the sixth question. Recently, health agencies in the United States and Canada have asked its citizens to discard onions supplied by California based Thomson International and linking which bacterial infection. So the answer is C. Salmonella. So this bacteria actually resides in animals, and when it enters our body, most generally I'm talking about human body here, so it causes salmonellosis. I'm repeating here, it causes salmonellosis, an infection that attacks the intestine and causes diarrhea, abdominal pain, fever, vomiting, bleeding in stool, and nausea. So salmonella can transmit to humans through contaminated water or food. Alright, moving on to the seventh question. Recently, the term Typhoid Mary is in news. So, which Indian state police is using this term to ensure that COVID 19 does not cook up a pandemic in the force? So, the answer is option B, Punjab Police. So, to ensure that COVID 19 does not cook up in the force, the Punjab Police is briefing its mess staff about Irish woman Mary Malone. So she is believed to have infected 53 persons with typhoid fever in the last century. She is identified as the first asymptomatic carrier of the disease in the US, which earned her the sobriquet of Typhoid Mary. Alright, moving on to the eighth question. Among the following, which ministry is going to launch Swasthya Portal, a first of its kind comprehensive platform for health and nutrition related information of certain set of people? So the answer is option C, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So it is first of its kind tribal health and nutrition portal, and this is a one-stop solution for the health and nutrition status of the tribal population of India. So it will be managed by Center of Excellence for Knowledge Management in Health and Nutrition in collaboration with Piramal Swasthya Management and Research Institute, and it has a dashboard, knowledge repository, partner segment, and sickle cell disease (SCD), sickle cell disease, and to support the corner. And the dashboard presents data curated from multiple sources for the 177. I'm repeating, 177 identified high priority tribals themselves. Moving on to the ninth question, consider the following statements about Finance Ministry's draft of reappointment of retired central government employees rules. So, the first statement is when appointed by nomination, the remuneration should be the person's last drawn salary at the point of retirement minus the basic pension. Second one is the draft guidelines proposes the cap the reappointment to 5 years after the age of superannuation of 60 years, and no increment or dearness allowance shall be permitted during the term of the contract. So third one is in case where the appointment is made from the open market under the general financial rules 179 to 196, the remuneration should be as per the terms and conditions of the contract, and there should be no deduction of pension. The fourth one is the term of appointment shall not ordinarily go beyond 5 years after the age of superannuation unless special provisions are made by the appointments committee of the cabinet or DOPT or DOE. So the question is which of the above statement is true? You can pause the video here and you can reread the statements listed here. So the correct answer is option D, all of the above. All the statements listed here are true. So it is a draft only and it is yet to be finalized. 10th and the last question is, recently scientists have found a pre-existing drug used to treat bipolar disorder effective against coronavirus. So what is the name of the pre-existing drug? So the answer is option C, epsilon. So the study published in the journal called Science Advances addressed the molecule main protease M-Pro, which is actually responsible for the novel coronavirus central role, or you can say it plays a central role in the life cycle of coronavirus enzyme. So they found that the pharmaceutical drug called epsilon promises as a weapon against Mpro, and it is a chemical compound with antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antioxidative, bactericidal, and cell protective properties. All right. So that's all for the session. And if you think this video helped you to raise your awareness about important updates and happenings around the world, please leave a like on this video. And if you have any suggestions, do comment in the comment section. And please subscribe to the channel for daily and important updates. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a very good day ahead.